Hello, podcast episode 3, solo. Sadly, friends couldn't make it. Stuff happens. He shall be okay. Checking in today. I don't pretty good day. I hope y'all have a good day. Whoever is listening. Could have been worse. Always remember that. You know, no cars hit you. Hopefully not. If you did, still could have been worse. Could have died, woken up in hell. Your soul could have been stolen from you. Maybe you were born in a world where, without any conceived notion, you were just going to go to hell and be tortured by an entity that wants nothing but to hurt you. Thank God that didn't happen, right? I don't know how you could be listening to this in hell, so if you're listening to this, thank goodness that didn't happen. Episode 3. Um, Tonight, today, whatever the time is, let's see. I think I'm going to start it off with the moment is all that ever exists. And anything beyond that just isn't real. In a sense, it's a illusion. Because it's just not real. Like, the future isn't real. The past isn't real. Therefore, all we have is this moment. And in the words of Alan Watts, it's funny how on a watch, the moment of now is this tiny little thing on your watch. It's always ticking. This tiny little needle. And then beyond that is the rest of the watch, and before that is the rest of the watch. But in reality, the moment now is the only place where infinity exists. Everything else isn't infinite. Now is infinite. And so, the more you can allow yourself to experience your five senses, touch. What are you touching right now? Like I am sitting on this bed, feel the bed beneath me, feel these clothes on me, feel my hair, my forehead, necklaces, robe, my hearing, music that I'm listening to, the AC unit, the ambient noise in the room, my taste my tongue, taste this, taste the gums, taste, my sight, what am I looking at? Looking at me. Damn, you are beautiful. Uh, the red room behind me. We decided to go with red theme today because why not? And the last one, hearing. Hearing. No, I think we already know that. What was it? Smell. That's it. Smell. Smell. What a truly amazing sense to have. The more you allow yourself to exist within those five parameters, the more you can be in the moment. And the less the future will give you anxiety. less the past will worry you. Because, let's say, for example, you're homeless. You have nothing. I've been homeless. And I've had pretty damn close to nothing. I think that's one of the best humblers out there in existence. Nothing will humble you like losing everything you have. But if you're homeless, you find yourself trying to be happy with nothing. Suddenly, you'll find yourself walking down the road, oddly content with how little you have. It's weird. Like, you ever seen a guy outside of a gas station begging for change and he has a smile on his face? He's happy. He's trying to be, at least. And he has 10 times less than you. Sometimes when you go to a gas station, see some dude in a really nice vehicle pull up, 2025 model, brand new model, whatever year it is. They'll be bullshitting to the wife about something on the phone, talking about work, miserable, some kind of drama, something. And they'll be 10 times more depressed than that homeless guy begging for change. I find that to be a truly profound experience. Because, like, what the hell? How is that? What? How? I think that the reason for that is that the homeless guy doesn't need all of that which the rich man has to be at home. His home is inside of him. And if your home is inside of you, everything around you is secondary to what fulfills you. If you can be fulfilled inside of you, then you can always fall within yourself. Something I said earlier that I want to talk about. Why not? A lot of people always, it's always the why. Why? Why should I do this? Why that? Why? They question everything. Why? It seems like a lot of guys, especially, that question why really, really, really intrigues them. Intrigues. Intrigues. Intrigues them. But I had a friend years ago tell me for the first time ever, I've never thought of this for a long time, until I was 19 years old. He told me, why not? Why not? Stop asking yourself why. Start asking why not. I think that's a cool way of flipping reality on its head. Because let's say you're miserable, you're depressed, you have nothing, you have no reason to be happy. Your boyfriend just left you, your girlfriend just left you. You have no place to live, no place to sleep. You're broke. Everybody you counted on left you. All you have is whatever's on your back, whatever you can carry. Why should you be happy? Instead, ask yourself, why not be happy? Wouldn't it be funner? Wouldn't it be more exciting to experience this journey of building my life back together? Or wherever you're at, like for where I'm at, wouldn't it be better for me to continue bettering myself in a happy mindset than a miserable one? Why not? Why not be happy? What the hell? Oh, what is what has love ever done to you? What has a little happiness ever done to hurt you? Like, and I'm not saying oh, I feel good, that means something bad's gonna happen. I feel good, and because I feel good, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to continue cultivating this feeling. And you start going on that path, and you start feeling good. You find yourself doing things that make you feel good. Before you know it, you'll find yourself doing things that you've never done before. And you'll find yourself dancing in your room, listening to this some song, in just pure momentary bliss that could end at any given moment, but it's there now, and that's all that matters. And I think that's all that happiness really is. It's like a good conversation. You, like when you hit the nail on the head in the conversation, like I talked about yesterday, where you just, you're flowing in the conversation. It's a flow, and you feel it flowing. That flow could end at any second. Like someone says something and it just jiggles the conversation. But in the same sense, worrying about that only amplifies it. So you just have to have trust that the feeling's going to continue. And deep down, what is trust? For me, it's this deep, it's blind trust. That's the only real trust. In the words of Alan Watts, black implies white, self implies other, heaven implies hell. And so if you get rid of all that and you just have now, now isn't necessarily heaven, it isn't necessarily hell, it is just that which is. That's all. That's all. There's no heaven or hell. Let's say it's just now. This is all that there was ever, it will be, this is it. And if you allow this to be all that you need, then therefore you can throw away the concepts of getting better or getting worse or fighting a battle in your head. You can just exist with that, all that is around you. And oddly enough, I find the moment somehow unfolding for me. It works for me. It's weird. Reality will come to you. It wants to experience itself through you. And until you start living in reality's terms, I mean, reality really could give two F's what you think about it. And so if you're fighting reality, to you I say, have a fun trip. Have a fun, have, because you're going to have a really hard time finding peace and enjoying that which you have. You'll always be seeking something else. Always. Always. And boy, is that not a fun time. You may find yourself with all that you ever wanted, and somehow you're still sad. And to that I say, if you're not grateful for what you have, how could you expect to be grateful for that which you get? In the same sense that if you don't love yourself now, if someone comes into your life that wants love from you, wants to give you love, how could you expect to give them love if you can't even find that love within yourself to give them? And that's why it's so important to find whatever it is you need to live the most fulfilling life possible within you. Like in the Bible, I don't remember exactly what it says, but it's something like the gates of heaven are inside your mind. Or not, what is it? The the keys to the gates of hell are inside your own mind. So once you allow yourself to find those keys and unlock the gates of hell, you can get out of there. And that implies that the gates of heaven are also constructed by your own mind. And so what I'm trying to get at is throwing away that whole entire concept of good and evil. Because all of it just is. And that's the only reason why it ever was. If, like earlier, I went on this whole trip the past several weeks of the truth is heaven. The truth is good. The truth cannot exist within a lie. Therefore, if you are living truthfully, are you not already in heaven? But heaven implies hell. That would imply a lie. Even just the truth implies lies. And so therefore, if You see all lies, all evil as an illusion, and it doesn't exist. It simply cannot. Then, therefore, all that can exist is the truth. And the truth can only be real. And so, if the truth is real, then the truth is not necessarily heaven or hell. It just is that which is. And therefore, that which isn't is all that you think exists, but when you try to act on it or create it, it simply isn't there. An example of that would be you can't just do anything you want. You can, but it's you're not going to go the way you necessarily want it to. You have to contend, you have to play with reality. You have to contend with reality. The world is not all just you. It's you experiencing you. And if that's the case, then when you experience yourself in other people and all you see in them is that which is, not heaven or hell, you don't see the good side or the bad side. You're like, you throw away the insecurities of being scared of some part of them coming out or some evil side of them taking over, whatever it may be, and you just see them for all that they are and all that they ever will be and all that they ever were, then you can see that that is not good or evil, it is just true. And if you can love that which is true, then you'll find yourself falling in love with work, oddly enough, a 9 to 5, your asshole of a boss, your shitty car, your fucking living situation, your all that you had that you maybe once weren't happy with, you suddenly can see it as, but this is tangible. This robe is tangible. It's real. It's true. It just exists. This is as real as anything that I know ever does exist. And therefore, this is real, this is true, this is not an illusion, and I'm looking at this, it's not good or bad. Well, if you were to, it's simply just this. That's all it is. Calling it a robe is something you attach to it. It's a story you put on it. So you get rid of the story, you get rid of all your perception, you get rid of the physical thing, you get rid of its all of it. You just that what you see is all that is, nothing else. And you get to that point, then I find myself, at least, I find myself in pure awe at just how bloody true everything is. Everything. And allowing myself the idea that some would call it a delusion, because or whatever it may be, but you just allow yourself, you have as a thought experiment to perceive yourself as a being made of pure love, all of its love. Even whenever you're angry, even whenever you're insecure, even whenever whatever you're feeling, even if it hurts you, whatever it is, it's simply you trying to love yourself. And so instead of identifying with this broken kid or the trauma that you may have gone through or the piece of yourself that you don't like or the part of you that is insecure about things you may have done or things that are natural in your body, like a lot of people don't like it whenever they burp, fart, things that are natural. Let's say they trip on a rock, they're like, oh my god, it's so embarrassing. That's just part of it. And so instead of getting embarrassed, you would see it as simply an experience, like death. That just took a dark turn. But death, a lot of people get really scared of death. They shun from it, they run away from it, they don't want to experience it. I find that death is, I think, no matter what, going to be a very intense experience. But intense doesn't imply good or bad or fear or love. It's simply intense. That's all it is, just intense. I mean, who really knows? I'm just speaking. I think it's a lot better than being scared of it, though. It's a step in the better direction, we'll say. If you can be in the moment and freeze your body, freeze your thoughts, freeze your vision, freeze your hearing, freeze your taste, freeze all your senses, and you just get as still as possible. The only thing moving is your breath. And that's all you need to experience all the love that you'll ever experience. And, and you allow that to be all that you need, then oddly enough, I mean, for me at least, I find myself much, much, much more happy at any given moment. Much more happy with whatever's happening. I'm not debating people. I'm not trying to be right or wrong. I'm not fighting something. I'm not trying to be happy at work. I just am happy at work. I just am at work. I just am talking to someone. I just am in front of someone who's being a dick to me, and well, that's a cool way of being a dick, dude. How do you what's it like? like you could just like, you ever done that to someone who's being a dick to you? They're just saying some shit, they're ego blasting all over your face. You just look at them and you're just like, well, how does it feel to be an asshole? And they'll just look at you with the most perplexed face 9 times out of 10, like, what? What'd you call me? And it's like, well, what it is like you take that which they're doing to you and you just smack it right back at them, but not in the same egotistical sense, because you loved that part. The part of you that would have smacked it back at them in the egotistical sense, instead of doing that, you love that part, you allow it to exist within you, you accept it, you see it as just true, and then you put it back at them. And then it forces them, in a sense, to look at who they are, and then they can see who they are, this egotistical thing, and then they can see who you are, which is just you. It's not egotistical. I mean, it is in a sense, but it's also just at peace, unlike they would be. They're fighting something, they're fighting themselves, they're trying to be happy, they're seeing some issue with whatever you're doing. But you are just simply loving them. You're just letting them be true. You're just like, hey, how's heaven over there? Well, it's fucking miserable. It's like, oh, is it? Uh, doesn't have to be, buddy. And then they'll be like, uh, you don't understand. You know, you didn't go through all this. And it's like, well, yeah, sure, buddy. I'm sure. I'm sure you had it so fucking bad. Sure, you were just so miserable and nobody understands you, and you're just so alone in this world of 9 billion people. There's not a single person that ever felt the pain you felt, Miss Special, Mr. Special. Like, you are not bloody fucking motherfucking alone. And the sooner you can get that through your head, the sooner you can realize everybody's just trying to love each other. But a lot of people aren't even looking at themselves in the process of trying to love. All they do is look at, how the hell could this teach me love? This little robe here. How is this going to show me love? This can't comprehend a single thought. And to think that some materialistic obsession is going to give you the understanding of how to be happy is like thinking that having a fancy car is the true meaning of life. It's complete blasphemy. And you can, one quick Google search of how many famous people committed suicide will tell you that. One of my favorite examples would be Nirvana, Kurt, whatever his name was. My apologies. He had some amazing music. Blew himself in the head with a shotgun. Tragic stuff. Very tragic. But he made it in life. He had stuff that some people would have killed their own family just to experience what he experienced with his superstar status. And yet, why was he so miserable? He had a real good understanding of what reality was. He had some good depth, some good insight. How could that be? How could that be? How could somebody be so lost that they were given all the pleasures in the world, but they were still miserable? And I think it's which I would refer to as the flesh, the body, the lowest realm of understanding this world. If you see the world through your body, dear Lord, you are going to be in a world of limitations because your body is one small piece of everything. Now, it is really good to fall into your body and to see your body as love and everything. But if your body is miserable, you're not happy, and your body isn't a place that you can fall into, then you're going to be in hell. You're going to be always trying to find things that would be similar to your body. Hence why a lot of people are, fuck a lot of people, why a lot of people try to find meaningless love, or they try to find love, but they end up just always failing. They end up always not being miserable in relationships. We're always wondering why they have the love of their life right next to them, but they feel so empty inside. How could that be? They ask themselves, and it's like, well, because the love inside of yourself isn't enough. So how the hell can you ever even expect to perceive something else as enough? It all starts with you. It all starts from within. From within. Until you could sit there, close your eyes. Well, at least for me, this is what worked for me. Until I can sit there, close my eyes, and just you breathe in love and you exhale stress. Dear, dear Lord, what a blessing that is. That's like a miracle. A straight up miracle. One of the best gifts we have is the moment, the ability to see the moment as all that ever was, all that ever will be, and all that ever could be. And I'm not saying get to that point so that way you never have to like do any physical work or try to love your I mean just like run away from responsibility, so to say. It's more of like a instead of responsibility being a burden, it could be a life-changing experience at every single moment. Like working sucks, and I still have a hard time sometimes whenever I'm at work trying to not want to just run out of the place and blow my own brains out because I'm trapped within four walls of a building that is stealing my time away from me, from this limited lifespan that I have in a body that's in the state of getting closer and closer to death. And all this corporation wants to do is use my life to benefit something that doesn't give a damn about anybody's soul or their happiness or their fulfillment. All they care about is a dollar bill, which is about as materialistic as it bloody gets. That's a pretty good mountain to overcome. I'm definitely still, as much as I would love to say I've overcome that mountain, I don't think, I mean, every time you get over that mountain, it presents a new mountain. And so the whole point of climbing up the mountain isn't to get to the top. Sure, it's fun to get to the top, but once you get to the top, all you see is a bigger mountain. And so the real point of it is to fall in love with climbing up the mountain. Once you can fall in love with climbing up the mountain, it no longer becomes about reaching the top. It is about what you're doing to climb up the mountain. And so then climbing up the mountain, you could break it down into taking steps up the mountain. And so the more you can get in the moment, the more you can look at the single steps. The more you look at the single steps, the steps can, it's, you can fall in love with those steps. And then you can start enjoying the flowers along the path. You can notice the butterflies. You can notice the breeze. You can notice maybe there's a mist in the air, a fog in the distance, the, the, let's say, the bunny up along the trail. Maybe the bunny stops once you pet it. And that would be like someone texting you and saying that they're going to hang out that afternoon. And that's the bunny you see at the end, right up the mountain. You're like, oh my God, hey, it's a bunny. And you come run up the mountain. You're like, oh, hi, and you get to pet the bunny. And then you just keep going on your way. And that would be that can manifest itself in many ways in this world. But it's such a wonderful experience. And to anybody watching or listening, I say, don't ever let anybody or anything in any sense of any way ever try to convince you or ever convince you. You can let them try, because everybody's going to do that at some point. Don't let anybody convince you that whatever you are or wherever you are is evil, bad, miserable, horrible, and that you're a shitty person, because you're not. Instead, let's say somebody does something that clearly was betrayal, or clearly was out of hate, or clearly was out of judgment. Instead of returning that and letting that manifest itself into you, into the same level of hate that they had for you, you could flip it on its head. And I'm trying to think of a good example of this. I had something happen today with one of my neighbors. He, someone that lives close to me, he wanted me to pick up some stuff for him from the store. He doesn't have transportation to the store, not at that moment. And so I was busy at the time. Whatever busy means, I wasn't really busy, but I was living life in a different moment than where he was. And so instead of, I felt like he didn't really care about that which I was doing, because he just cared about getting what he needed from the store. And I could tell that he was having to contend with me putting down my boundaries of like, hey, I will make time for you whenever it's convenient for me, but I'm not just gonna screw over my moment. Or not screw over, but see how I'm even doing it myself. I'm not gonna change my moment, and I'm not gonna go out of my way for you. I'm not gonna worship you. My life's about what I want. Your life's about what you want. Well, what I want is to go get whatever you need whenever I have the time. I'll get to it. Don't worry, I'll get to it. Don't be in a rush. We got our whole entire lives to live. And I don't think that's a really good example, because he honestly wasn't that bad. Let's think. I don't know. I don't really have that many people get mad at me. The people I have in my life are pretty loving. I don't hang around a lot of assholes if I can help it. Okay, here's an example. I was with someone some time ago, and they found it very exciting. I don't really know how they found it, but they thought they found some kind of meaning, some kind of reason to justify seeking revenge on me for, because I didn't show up for them in the ways that they couldn't show up for themselves. And so therefore they judged me, and they said I was a horrible person, and they said a lot of bad things about me, and they tried to damage my reputation, things like that. Well, instead of doing the same thing to them, damaging their reputation and attacking them and judging them the same way they did that to me, I found it a good way to practice this where I simply took that what they were throwing at me, flipped it upside down, and threw it back at them. Because what I had to go through to get to this moment where I'm at now, this willingness to seek the truth and what is real instead of what I want and my desires and what I think I need to be fulfilled, instead just letting this be this and not heaven or hell. It's just this. That's all it is. It's not heaven. It's not hell. It's just this. And this exists around me. And if I am pure love, then I was made from this. And so, therefore, this must be some form of love. And so, getting to a point of this, I had to go through, I had to face myself and do that which I was doing unto others to myself. Well, obviously, the egotistical person that I used to be, I would never do that. No, that's the last thing I'm going to do. So, life, I basically unintentionally forced it upon myself to see that I was being an asshole and I was being an egotistical cunt years ago when I was homeless. And this person that judged me and was hating me and stuff, simply by cutting them out of my life, they found themselves in a situation where all they had was the egotistical, judging, dare I say narcissistic. Definitely looked that way, but that word is really overused in this day and age, and so I don't like to say it. But very judgmental and very egotistical and very selfish, self-serving mindset. And then they were forced to contend with that because no one was around them. They couldn't run away from it. It was, and so instead of having to hate them, judge them, or anything, all I had to do was just put my hand up and say, hey, don't come close. Don't. Just don't. And then, it, in a sense, force them to look back at them. And then, boom, they're in this world of that which they were putting me through. And it's not because I hate them, not because, like in the old saying, sometimes the only way you can teach someone is to let them fall on their own face. And yeah, I think it does good for everybody at some point in their life to fall on their own face and have nobody to help pick them up. Because it helps you realize that all you ever needed was you. You don't need anyone else to pick yourself up. You just need you. The more you practice that, let alone the more you can willingly fall on your own face, the more you can cultivate an environment that you feel safer in falling on your own face, better you can get at picking yourself up out of that place of egotistical judgment and always wants and needs and desires, never contentment, never just fulfillment, and always wanting more. The more you can get out of that place. And I think I have yet to find anyone that says that peace is a bad thing and it's something they don't want to experience. From what I've lived, from the life I've lived, everybody that I've ever talked to either has peace or they're seeking peace. It's like, you know, I think that's all I have to say about that. Let's see here. this is something I wanted to talk about. There is an old quote that says, keep your right hand hidden from your left. What does that mean? You actually find that in the Bible as well, but there are other places that shows up. And from my understanding, that means that what you do alone to get better, don't go, it's like a don't be boastful. Don't go work out for, don't go work out just so that way you can go tell your friends you worked out. Don't go, because like your left hand hidden, the one hidden would symbolize whatever you do when you're alone. Your right hand would symbolize you around other people, other consciousnesses. So you have one conscious that's experiencing itself without other consciousness is around it. And then you have the other consciousness that is in the presence of other. And so the one that isn't around other consciousnesses, don't allow that one to need this one to be content with itself or to be happy or to be better or to continue growing. Allow this one, the one that isn't around other people, to be all that it needs. This one can carry itself, it can lift itself, it can do whatever it needs. But I find it to be a very I don't like the feeling it gives me whenever I'm being boastful. I don't like the feeling I get whenever I'm talking up myself, ego sucking my own dick. That's not a very good feeling. It's a like it's like kissing yourself in the mirror. Like, is that really what you want to do all day? Come on. Wouldn't you rather be kissing someone else? Come on. like like it's kissing someone else is much better. And if you'd rather kiss yourself in the mirror all day, go by all means. Go have fun. But don't be shocked whenever people leave you alone because they find it like, what the hell? That's weird. If you're gonna kiss yourself in the mirror, don't go tell the world about it. Let's say that would be a way to say it. Don't go tell the world about it. That should be kept between you and the mirror. But if you want to go kiss someone, by all means, in that consciousness that is around other people, go find someone to kiss. Go find a relationship. Go have fun. You have one life to live. Bloody live it. Stop being scared. Sometimes one pebble in your world is all it takes. What is it in the Bible? The faith of a mustard seed can move mountains. That doesn't mean that if you have a little faith, that mountain's just gonna move out of the way. It means that the faith of a mustard seed is all you need to climb up that mountain and then to dig it all the way down into a new pile a little bit to the left. You just have a little bit of faith, you'll find yourself with enough strength to go through whatever it is that you're having a hard time going through. Hey, maybe enjoying the moment. Just have a little faith. Have a little faith that this is all you need. This is it. There's nothing more. What if you were to die, and wherever you're at right now, in a 10 feet radius, is all that ever was, all that ever will be, all that ever would be? It's just this. That is where you find yourself after you die. For most people, that would be hell. That's pretty, yeah, like fuck. That's it. And so, I think the only way that I could ever turn that into heaven would be to allow myself to continually and always be in awe of everything that would be around me within 10 feet. And so, like, this vape, for example, well, this is actually not the best example. This lighter, for example, I've looked at it many times. I've seen it. It's a lighter. It's it's a pretty cool aesthetic. It's got a little dude on it riding a bike on the beach by a palm tree with the sun in the background. And yeah, it's got a cool little aesthetic about it. Now, let's say you're in eternity, you died, you woke up, and there's this lighter in your hand. And this is what it is. This is all that is. You're dead, you're just consciousness, and there's this lighter right here. Instead of being like, instead of experiencing it in a limited concept of that's all there is. I must be in hell. This is it. Oh my gosh. That, what? Where's all the heaven? Where's all the goodness? You look at it and you're like, wow, that's cool. That is heaven. You see the palm tree, you look at the little leaves on it, you look at the clouds, you look at the surfboard, you look at the bike, you look at the beach, look at the big logo, turn it around, maybe light it a few times. You just allow yourself to continually be amazed by it in a way that you never see it in the same perspective twice. Every single time you look at it, it's a new perspective. It's a new something. It's different. It's always different because life's always changing. It's never the same. No matter how much you think something's the same, it was only that way once. That's it. And that's the cool thing about life is wherever you are, you're only going to be that way in that moment. That's the only time. You're never going to be that again. Ever. And so, holy hell, take it in. Enjoy it. It's wow. How cool is that? That's like, what a blessing. And so this lighter, what a bloody blessing to be able to look at this and just play with it in ways like what is real play? So playing with the lighter, you could this concept is taking me to this. Playing with the lighter, in order for it to always be memorizing, always be heaven, because if you have this continual perspective, let's say you want to have fun, that's what heaven is, continual fun. What is fun? From my understanding of what fun is, it's a feeling of excitement and joy while having, I can't really break down fun too well. It's just fun. It's a playful manner of looking at this and being in awe and playing with it, playing with the lighter. You just flicking around, flick it between your fingers, playing with it. You're messing with it. You dig it. And with that said, in order for it to be, in order for you to not find yourself doing the same thing, in order for you to find yourself not having the same perspective that you already had, because then you would find yourself in hell because you would be in a loop and then you'd be like, oh, I've already experienced this, I've already experienced, like, you would just, it would no longer be fun, just in the same sense that if you're having fun playing chess, but every single time you play chess, it was the exact same moves and the exact same game, and no, let's say you play it once, and the next time you play, you move all the pieces in the same order, in the same way, and the game ends exactly the same. It would only be fun for so long. Eventually, you'd find yourself bored to hell because you would already know exactly what was going to happen. What real fun is like a game of chess where every single time you play it, it's exciting because you don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know. Every single time you end the game, it's like, well, I don't know what next game's going to be like. It could be this way, the horse could go here, the rook could go here. There's millions and millions and millions of ways to play chess. Well, with reality, chess has a limited number of moves. I mean, it's a lot, it's millions and millions, but reality is infinite. There is no limit. And so, looking at this lighter right here, if you were to wake up and find yourself in heaven, and all you could see was this lighter, and you had this concept of fun, of playing with it, you dig it, and you're giving it your love in a playful manner, then you can find yourself in continual bliss with something that never changes because you are always changing. You don't have to require the lighter to change. The only thing that has to change is you. Once you can free up the parts of you that are stuck in the continual thought patterns that you've always thought every single day, you wake up and you think 10 thoughts right away without even thinking about that what you're thinking, and then it's just the programming that is always going on. Scientifically, I've heard in a few studies, I may be wrong, I don't have a fact checker, but by the time we're 30, 90% of our brain is already programmed to think the exact same thoughts that we thought yesterday. And so only 10% of us is truly unknown consciousness that is blissful fun. Well, the more you can just exist in the moment and have this free yourself from the thought patterns and the thought loops and the things that like the game of chess, the more you can try out new moves and try out different things, then the more you can find yourself in awe and pure amazement at how amazing things can always turn out no matter what road you take. It's all good. It's all just heaven. Not a better word would be it all just is. And if is reality, because that's really isness, is a feeling of that which is real, and you let that which is real be love, then suddenly everything becomes love. And it's no longer love and hate, it's love, more 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 love. A little less love here, but it's still more love because it's love that you've never had that perspective before. And let's say this love over here is like 1% of the 10% of that this love was, but this 1% was so unique that it felt like 100%. And then this love is so much different that it's nothing like the love coming next, though. And so you can always find yourself in this weird river of moments where no matter where it takes you, you're always being shown that which is always a different expression of love, a different reality. Like even my own apartment, every single time I come home, sure it looks the same, sure it's different, but what is different? Me. And so therefore, because I'm different, I get to see it in a whole different light, a whole different feeling, a whole entire different perspective, a whole entire different being, a whole entire different reality, environment. Suddenly, that surfboard dude behind me is no longer just a surfboard dude board behind me. It's really cool. It's like, wow. And I may just sit there and look at that for like a few minutes and imagine myself surfing on a wave, the cosmic wave of space and time in the universe. How cool would that be? And you just allow yourself to imagine what that would feel like. And then the next day I may come home and think about how cool it is that the fabric that made that poster, where did that come from? How the hell did that find its way into my room? And then think about the paintings and how it all came together from all these different places in the world to end up in my room. And then the next day I may find myself looking at that painting and thinking about what that astronaut might be feeling. How could that astronaut, how did he get there? What would that be like? And not trying to feel it, but trying to question it. And then maybe you could, there's just so much it's never ending. It's really never ending. I could talk for hours about it because it always just is. Always. Always. The true meaning of always. Truly. It's never just one moment, the next moment, the next moment. It's just one moment. The closer you can get to that one moment, the closer any moment can be all the moments. One moment is all the moments. Suddenly, you'll find yourself not looking forward to the next moment, not hating the next moment, not wanting to be in the next moment, not wanting to be in the next moment. You're in this moment. This moment already is the next moment. It already was the last moment. It already will be the last moment again in the next moment. And so, therefore, this moment is all the moments that ever were. And in that sense, you are everything all at once, all times. And then through there, the feeling of fear, insecurity, and all that kind of just starts to trickle away. It there's no room for it. There's no it, it doesn't exist. You don't even see how it doesn't exist necessarily. You find yourself not even understanding how it doesn't exist and simply understanding how it this moment exists. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. It's a pretty cool world we live in. I think so. I think it's so cool and so full of love that I have the opportunity to put something on the internet that maybe might help someone one day. Who knows? Maybe 20 years after I'm dead, someone finds this. Like, how cool is that? Very, very cool. You're cool. What's the next topic of discussion? We are 57 minutes in. That's bloody amazing. Um, for all my ghosts out there, ghost meaning people that aren't listening but will one day, I'm getting a better microphone. Hopefully sooner than later. And my hair's a mess. I know my microphone kind of sucks. It's also kind of good. Better than no microphone. Let's see here. Doop doop. La di da. We could talk about the feeling. What is misery? Comfort leads to misery because comfort isn't love. Comfort is a form of self care that isn't really self care. It's hold up. I just had a weird feeling overcome me. The podcast just hit an hour. Just hit an hour. And I kind of wanted to end it, but now I feel wrong ending it. I want to keep it going. I no longer have that flow of conversation. So how do I get that flow of conversation back? Comfort is misery. The comfort leads to misery. It's not misery. But misery, I think, is the opposite of love. It's self hate, just like love is self love. It's giving yourself the ability to love. Misery is giving yourself the ability to be miserable. It's not seeing the love in all things. Love is seeing the love in all things without having to see the love in all things. Because if you have to see the love in all things, that implies that you are capable of not seeing the love in all things. And then therefore you will inevitably find yourself not seeing the love in all things. Because if you say something is real, say that I'm capable of experiencing hate. Well, yes, I am. I am. However, that doesn't mean I have to. It doesn't mean I'm going to. It means that whenever I feel hate, it doesn't have to come out of me. It can morph itself inside of me before it even bubbles up from my subconscious. If I, when I, The more you can get to a place where you are pure love, pure good, not even good, pure just is, then whenever misery manifests itself inside of you, before it even enters your conscious brain, it's possible to get to a point to where it will present itself in a way that it gives you the door. Instead of you being thrown into a pit, it throws you into a pit that falls, and you'll start falling. And as you fall, without even having to lift a finger, you'll fall onto the other side of the pit. Let's say it's like a planet. You fall into the planet. That's the misery. It's presenting itself. You're like falling. You're like, oh god, oh god. And then you can get to a point where, without even having to like fight against it, you would just flip itself upside down. That would be gravity shifting. And then you can suddenly start coming out of that misery with love. Through love. And you can love, and you can love it, and you can accept it, and you can use it as a thing to see the world in a more beautiful light, a better experience, a better true, a better reality, a better of all that is. And I think what is better at its most fundamental sense is seeing, give, identifying with your separateness lesser and less and less and less and less and less and less. And that means that, let's say you had a parent figure that did you wrong, that judged you, that hated you, that put you through pain. The more you can identify with that parent figure and become that judgment and hate, the more you can allow that to find itself in you without it manifesting itself through you, then the more you can see that hate and that judgment and become what it always wanted to be, what that hate always wanted to be, which was just love. Everything wants to just love. It wants to do good. It wants to take you home. Everybody, in the words of Ram Dass, we are all just walking each other home. We're trying to. We're all. There really is no such thing as trying. We all really just either are or aren't, and therefore we all are, in some sense, walking each other home. Because even whenever we're not, we're only not, so that way we better can understand how to. And the more you can see through that, the more you can not be afraid of anything that may present itself to you. Like 2 days from now, I'm gonna have to wake up and go to work. Am I excited? Yeah. No. Yeah. However, I know that I am in anticipation. I am in anticipation to feel the excitement. I can't promise myself the excitement. I can't say that I'm going to feel something 2 days from now. I don't know what the hell I'm going to feel. But I know that the more I feel good about going to work now, the better I am going to feel about it when I do go to work, when I do have to wake up and go to quote unquote work. I like to think about work more as a playground where you can practice onefulness with all that doesn't understand what onefulness is, being one with everything. Because let's be honest, how many people at your 9 to 5 really are trying to, let's not use the word trying, really are not identifying with their separateness. Everybody, a lot of people these days are so busy identifying with all that which they aren't, instead of trying to become one with all that which they are, which ultimately is everything. And if you could not identify with your separateness, then the more you can help other people see themselves in you, and then let's say you are this being of love, and then they can see themselves in you, and then they can reflect that back on themselves, and maybe, just maybe, someone's having a bad day where they really didn't want to show up to work that day, and then they can see inside of you the exact same feeling, but instead of seeing the manifestation of that feeling, they see the cultivation of the feeling accepted, loved, and then shown without fear in a way that is fun, playful, and exciting. That would be a good way of putting it. Exciting. Fun. Because who doesn't want to have fun? If you don't want to have fun, to you I say have a fun time not having fun. Good. Like, good riddance. I have no care to be any part of that. Even though I ultimately will be part of that, the way I see reality is the way I see it at that moment. And let's say that moment I am that, but if I am not perceiving it that way, which you may be perceiving me as, then the way you perceive me means nothing to me because I can only see in you that which I see in myself. And if all that I see in myself is what I just explained for the past like 20 minutes, then if you think of me as if you think of me as someone delusional and crazy, I think of I think you're delusional and crazy, but I see that within myself, and instead of being like, oh my god, I'm delusional and crazy, it's wow, that's pretty cool. What is it like? How are you like this? Like I always try to like I attempt. That's a better word than trying. I attempt to play my way through that to a point to where I can look back on it and it was all good. It was all fun. It was fun. There was nothing to wish that didn't happen. Everything that happened, I was glad it happened. Everything, whether it be hurtful or not hurtful. And isn't that what life's really about? Because if life's not about becoming a part of everything, then that implies that it's about separating yourself from some things which will ultimately manifest themselves in everything. Therefore, you'll find yourself separating yourself from everything, and then it's an illusion. It's confusion. It's not knowing what you are. It's always seeking gratification outside of whatever's inside of you, your perspectives. your own understandings. The reality, really, that which is. It was fun talking. I hope you all enjoyed the conversation. I know I did. Namaste. If you're going to bed, I hope you have a beautiful night. And if you're at work, let that which, whatever is around you and in you, and if you're going to wherever you are, if you're listening to this or watching this, feel as much as you can through your five senses. Take a moment to your taste, your touch, your smell, your hearing, and your sight. Take like a minute to feel your touch. Wait, what are you touching? Feeling, and then just give love into all those senses. Let them be. Let allow those senses to be experiencing love, whatever it is. Whether you're feeling a blanket, you're feeling a box, you're feeling your shoes on the floor. That is love. That is beautiful. That is heaven. That is reality. That is all that is. And all that is love. And so it's good. It's, I don't really know how to say good and love and heaven without implying bad and evil. But if you can understand that bad and evil and hell aren't real, then you can understand that heaven, good, and love is everything, and therefore I can say that without implying that heaven, hell, and evil are real. And so, if you can just feel your senses out, they're all good. You may just find yourself starting to see all that feeling love suddenly in the middle of doing whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is you're not doing. Suddenly love and this feeling of onefulness, this feeling of being part of whatever it is that you are, you become part of it, and you find yourself in a sense of belonging, in a sense of, I want to be here. I like this. This is good. Let's keep doing this. This isn't so bad. And yeah, it's just, yeah, walk yourself home. I love y'all. To you, I say good